Live from Wave in Louisville, Kentucky. This is Listens Live.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon to you, and thanks for joining us here on Wave Listens Live. I'm your host, Brian Schlonsky. Well, today is Labor Day, so we hope you're enjoying the holiday, spend a little time with us, and we've got a great show for you today. Let's take you to the rundown now and show you the guests you can expect. We've got Thomas Law Office here talking all about the legal system. We even have some details on some current cases the firm is handling. They're going to sit down with Michael Vanover. That's coming up. We've also got the Norton Home and BMW raffle back, talking all about how you can help support Norton Children's NICU by participating in this raffle. We've got those details for you. But up first here today, we've got the Bedrock Group here talking all things Medicare and the open enrollment period that is coming your way. So let's bring you back here into the studio now. Dan Lodwick is the co-founder and the COO of the Bedrock Group, and he is here to discuss all these topics with us. Good to see you again.
Good to be back.
Okay, it's that time of year, the big Medicare annual enrollment coming up. So for our viewers, the folks out there watching us today that are on Medicare, they say, what does this mean for me?
Yeah, well, it's the great time of the year for everyone that's on Medicare, because this is the time that they get to look at the upcoming plans and then see whether or not they fit for their needs, right? So we're very busy as far as, like, agents will be out everywhere, and everybody knows this that's been in it for a while. But the goal is to seat the right company or the right insurance carrier to whatever the client's needs are. So they get their choices, and then whatever choice that they keep by December 7th will be the plan that will go into effect for them for January and all throughout the year.
Knowing that there's a lot of people out there and there might be a lot of confusion and for folks meeting different people, what do you hope that they get when they meet folks from the Bedrock Group?
Professionalism. You know, we don't, the way we do this and the way we kind of run everything here is it's not a one size fits all. That's one thing, we are independent, right? Which means that there's not one carrier that we serve. And that's good for the client, because if we served only one carrier, then we would be trying to fit our clients to fit into the box that the carrier needed. And at the end of the day, it just shouldn't work out that way. And it never does, right? I can make you, if you want to change a doctor to fit what's inside a network, we can do that, but is that really what's right for the client?
Mm-hmm. Well, you always do a good job when you're here of answering questions that come in from our viewers, because this can be confusing for a lot of folks. And so we've got a couple of those here today we want to get answered. So let's go to Betty from Louisville. And Betty asks, I want to try a Medicare Advantage plan, but I'm scared that I won't get my insurance back if I don't like it. What advice do you have for her?
Yeah, Betty, that's a good question, because you may not. If you have an employer-sponsored plan, they don't have to have that guaranteed right for you to come back into the plan. Now, if you are on a supplement, which is the other side of the Medicare Advantage plan that works with your Medicare, yeah, you would, if it's your first time getting into an Advantage plan. You have what's called a 12-month free look-in period that you can go back into your the plan that you just left as within that 12 months. Okay. And that's without any medical insurability, right? It's a guaranteed issue back.
Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, yeah. Let's go to George. He is from Jeffersonville, and George is asking, when am I going to know about changes to my Advantage plan?
So every year around September, it'll be in September, you will get what's called a ANOC. It's an annual notice of change. All carriers have to have that out. Read it. Okay, so every year they do it, and I get this all the time. It's actually a good question, but it's a question that I hear a lot. All of the carriers out here, the insurance carriers, they have to send the annual notice of change every year, and that has to be, I believe it has to be done by September 30th. But that is basically your answer to what's changing. Okay, and then also give us a call. October 1st, you can start calling, and we can start actually educating you on what's going on for the next annual election period.
Obviously, George and Betty came with some great questions, things that were personal to them. Is there anything as we head into this period that you already know you're going to get asked, or that you get asked every year, that are easy for you to kind of knock out, well, we've got time here?
No.
It's always individual.
It's always individual because
person.
Everyone that is in Medicare has their own issue, right?
Which I think is a good point.
It is a great point, and that's why you do need to be with someone who, or with a team of people that actually care. You know, the one thing that I can say that's always been nice is knowing that what we're doing out here, we're putting out quality agents into the streets with the training that we give them, and the way our team is dedicated to helping these seniors. It's great. I love hearing one of our agents argue with the system, basically, to win over a need of a client, and it works. You know, they'll help them set up an appeal if they need an appeal. We've filed grievances on behalf of our clients because sometimes the first answer that they get is a no on something that is a real basic need. And that could be just from Medicare alone.
Well, you talked about him going to bat for the system, and it seems, I mean, every time you're here, we learn something new, but I think that's a testament to how complicated this system can be, especially for people that don't have any sort of prior knowledge into it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it is. You know, like I said, and I've said it before. You get no help in this, right? I've talked to several employer groups that's asked us to come in and do an education for their turning 65 crowd, because you get Medicare and you, and half the time that, you know, I wouldn't say half the time, but there is a lot of times where the actual employers themselves, they need help because they don't understand it. So we'll help anyone, right? That's always free of charge for our services. So it's basically, it's one of them things, if I can help you, then
you will.
We've served, and we will.
Let's talk about how you're able to do that. Best places to go if people are watching this and thinking, okay, I know that you've got the resources, you've got the background, the education, I'm going to need some of this. What should I do next?
Yeah, research us. You can go to bedrockfg.com. You can give us a phone call at 502-200-1516. We're on Facebook. We're always here to serve and readily available.
Easy to find you, too.
Yeah, not too hard.
You're around. Okay, well, obviously, Medicare annual enrollment coming soon, busy time of year. We hope that everybody can get those resources, and, of course, give Dan a call if you need it. Good to see you. I know you've got a lot coming up, so we'll see you another Medicare Monday coming right around the corner. Stay with us here on Wave Listens Live. Coming up next, Thomas Law Office sitting down with Listens Live's Michael Vanover, talking a bit about the legal system and some updates on some recent cases.
The Wave Charlie Wilson's Jet Air Kitchen is furnished by Miller's Fancy Bath and Kitchen, Kentuckiana Countertop.